Have been uncovered, ladies and gentlemen, both along the lines of the global warming fraud and hoax. How many of you have been persuaded to believe that vaccines have caused autism? You believe it? It's all a fraud. It's all a lie. Study tying vaccine to autism was fraud. Report says Andrew Wakefield, colleagues, altered facts about patients in their research. Analysis shows. This is it's not some kooky blog that you've never heard of. It's AP, it's PMSNBC. First study to link a childhood vaccine to autism was based on doctored information about the children involved, according to a new report on the widely discredited research. The conclusions of the 1998 paper by Andrew, and by the way, there's the same people that write your political news every day. These are the same people that tell you what's going on with spending and the Obamacare repeal, raising the deficit and all this rot gut. This pretty much typifies 90% of the crap that's in the media these days. The conclusions of Center for Science and the Public Interest and all the death and destruction that's going to come if you eat pork fried rice, for example. The conclusions of the 1998 paper by Andrew Wakefield and colleagues were renounced by 10 of its 13 authors and later retracted by the medical journal Lancet, where it was published. Still, the suggestion that the MMR shot was connected to autism spooked parents worldwide, and immunization rates for measles, mumps, rubella have never fully recovered. Can I say Rachel Carson? How about banning DDT and the jump in malaria all over the world? Another hoax, another fraud brought to you by nanny state liberals. The analysis of all this by British journalist Brian Deere found that despite the claim in Andrew Wakefield's paper that the 12 children he studied, 12 children led to a worldwide belief in a fraud. 12 children studied were normal till they had the MMR shot. Despite that claim, 5 had previously documented developmental problems. Deere also found that all the cases were somehow misrepresented when he compared data from medical records on the children's parents. It's an elaborate fraud. And there's a second one to tell you about today. The great garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean, not so great, claims scientists. Environmental scientists have been criticized for exaggerating the size of an island of plastic waste said to be swirling around in the Pacific, after a study finds it is 200 times smaller than claimed. So the four corners of deceit, science, medicine, politics, journalism, news, you name it, continue unabated. The damage they cause. We've got 2 giant frauds, autism and the great plastic patch out in the Pacific. We've got the Democrats and the Republicans reading the Constitution on the floor of the House. Grab audio soundbite number 3. This is the son of the Reverend Jackson. All right, yeah, you just found it. And it was posted by T-Pro, whoever or whatever that is, January 5th, which was, of course, yesterday. So Sir Came is now in the Urban Dictionary. Here is the son of the Reverend Jackson, Jesse Jackson Jr., regarding the fetishists reading the Constitution.
This is very emotional for, I know, a number of members, given the struggle of African Americans, given the struggle of women, given the struggle of others to create a more perfect document, while not perfect, a more perfect document, to hear that those elements of the Constitution that have been redacted by amendment are no less serious to improve the country and to make the country better, and our sense in our struggle in whom we are at the Congress of the United States at this point in American history, and our desire to continue to improve the Constitution, many of us don't want that to be lost upon the reading of our sacred document.
Right, so he wants the unamended version to highlight the original sin of slavery. He does not, which it did not, by the way, he does not want the amended version which got rid of it. Read. Reverend Jackson's son down for the struggle, making it sound as though it might be too emotionally difficult for members of the Congressional Black Caucus to actually sit there and listen to the Constitution. Because how emotional struggle for African Americans and women and so forth has been. By the way, the autism hoax, there's a new one lined up to replace this one that's been exposed. This is from CBS News. Autism air pollution may be to blame, study suggests. So, if you're just joining me now, folks, it's just been revealed as a hoax. A study tying vaccine to autism is a fraud. Not somebody thinks it is. It's been exposed as a total fraud. And so now the fraud community has a backup. Air pollution may be to blame for autism now. So, I mean, you knock down one fraud and they just got another one waiting behind that one to pop up. Kind of like at the carnival when you're at the duck show shooting those things and they pop up. That's the fraud community, and they're out there, and their home is on the left.